What's up, beautifuls? This is Jasmine Monet and this is J Monet Speaks. Welcome back to my channel. If you have not been following along, my recent video was just an introduction into my world, into everything that I am ready to give to you guys and learn along the process. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's just get started and dig into it. This is going to be a very controversial video that I'm going to be posting today, and I'm probably going to get some feedback and some comments and just a little bit of anger from it, and I'm perfectly okay with that. The thing I love about journalism is the fact that you can ruffle a little feathers and you can dig deep into the stories and you get commentary, you get opinions, you get lash outs, but all of that helps me to grow as a journalist and helps me to really see where people are coming from and what they want out of this channel. Man, I honestly wasn't going to say anything about this particular topic because I felt it was very taboo. I felt that emotions are still at an all-time high due to the Black Lives Matter campaign and the All Lives Matter, and I came across a video. This video detailed a classroom. It was a lady, I'm pretty sure she was a substitute because she didn't really know the names of the kids and she was a little taken aback and really didn't know how to handle the situation. So him and his friend were throwing M&Ms at the teacher, making lewd comments, being really disrespectful. At one point in the video, the teacher asked him his name for a third time and he gets really upset, really agitated. He decides to go after the teacher as if he's about to fight her. He picks up a desk, he takes the desk, and he's literally about to throw the desk at the teacher while two of his fellow classmates are holding him back. Now this continues to go on for about 5 minutes. The teacher then is just like really in a submissive, docile role. The guy comes and approaches her and asks her to give him back the M&Ms that she was picking up off the floor, use a lot of explicitives when he was talking to her. And the entire time that I am sitting here watching this video, I'm literally sick to my stomach because the amount of disrespect blew my mind. I mean, how does it get to this point? How did it get to that point? And so I posted, as I shared it, I said, so was excessive force needed in this situation? I said, you know what, I have to do a vlog on this. I have to, because that happened in this high school in South Carolina might not have been on that extreme that day, but I'm pretty sure, actually I know, that situations like that, whether it's on that extreme, a little less extreme, or whatever the case may be, situations like that occur in our everyday classrooms every single day. Now, my mom is a teacher and a counselor, has been for the past 20 years, and I've heard all of her stories when she comes home talking about how the kids are disrespectful, how they have no mindset to really want to learn anymore. They are just simply control. And I was in the school system as well. At one point in time, I was a cheerleading coach, and I've dealt with disrespect, I've dealt with attitudes, I've dealt with just purity ignorance. And I don't say ignorant in the slang term of it. I mean ignorant isn't just not knowing. And I would stop and I would talk to my assistant coach and I'm like, Amanda, what is wrong with these kids? Like, their mindset is so far gone and so far eluded from what reality is today that it's saddening, because most of them are going to get out in the workforce, are going to get out in the real world and lose their mind, and the world is going to hit them and cause them to fall flat on their face because they truly have no idea and no respect for authority. So I say all that to paint this picture for you. Let's take the situation in South Carolina at that high school. My parents always told me that there's 3 sides to every single story. So let's start with the young girl. Now, the media is going to show you what they want to show you. They are going to paint a picture for you, and that causes your opinion to then build and to grow. So the young girl, from what we know, she was an orphan. Her grandmother, her mother had just died. And everybody has their breaking point. Everybody has their snapping moments. They do. They definitely do. Certain people deal with certain situations in various ways, and you never know what is going to be that one thing to spark. That day, she could have just been going through it, didn't know how to express her emotions, didn't know how to really communicate where she was coming from or express herself in any way, shape, or the form. the teacher may have said something to her that just blew her mind, and she was like, you know what, not today. I know you tried it. And so she lashed out. And because she lashed out, whenever we lash out, there are consequences that come with those situations where we lash out. So at that point, then the resource officer was called into the classroom. From her standpoint, she's just trying to communicate. She's just trying to get across, I'm not feeling it today. This is my war cry in a sense. This is me saying I need help. But because she did not know how to effectively communicate where she was coming from or how she was feeling, she did it in a way of anger. So let's move on to the resource officer. I'm pretty sure this guy has been working within school systems for a good amount of time, has been a police officer for a good amount of time. He's well trained, because the way dude grabbed that girl was WWF style. I was just like, wow. Oh, looking at his from point of view, he was probably having a long day. He didn't want to deal with the disrespect. He didn't want to deal with the attitudes or what she was giving. He just wanted her to comply with rules, to comply with the standards that have been set in front of her, and go about it the right way. She didn't listen, so he felt, let me just choke her real quick and let me drag her out this desk, flip it over, and pull her and then arrest her. That's in his mind. Let's go over to the teacher side of things. God, what caused him to use that much force on this girl? And then what really made me mad, the teacher just stood there. Didn't say, hey dude, chill out. It's not that necessary. Let's just escort her down to the office. None of that. But then I started looking at it from a different perspective. You have to look at it from the perspective of the teacher. He deals with this day in, day out, of students not listening, students not wanting to learn. All of this he's dealing with. So clearly you can tell that he's at his wit's end. He's so tired and so mentally tapped out that he doesn't even try to intervene when this guy is using excessive force. So that's three sides. You don't know what each person was going through. Now let me make this blatantly clear, because I know people are going to be like, oh, well, you're going against your people. You're not truly black. Clearly you can see that he was just doing it because she was a black girl, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I'm going to make this blatantly clear. I do not condone or believe that he should have used that amount of force to deal with said child, because that's what she is. She's a child. I do not believe that. That was unnecessary. It was uncalled for. Clearly, he let his emotions, his reasoning in the moment to get beside him. And that's not called for. So I do not condone this. However, this is Jasmine's personal opinion, do not necessarily believe that he was racist. And the reason that I say that is because I can talk to any teacher within our school systems today, and they will literally tell you that when dealing with middle school, high school, even elementary school students nowadays, they are blatantly disrespectful, disregard for authority. There's only so much that you can take of that. And at some point in time, it just gets you. I've witnessed it personally. And you have to take a step back and say, what happened to our society? What happened to our kids? I remember when I was growing up, there was a point in time when the teacher would tell my parents something and they weren't listening to a thing I have to say. I could be like, she's lying. No, she's not. She's the teacher. She has the authority in that classroom, and she's the one that you need to be listening to and paying attention to. It didn't matter what I thought. It didn't matter what I felt the situation was. I was a child. My only reasoning for being in school, get my education, to grow and to succeed. So my parents didn't fly and flip about what I thought or what I had to say. If the teacher said that, hey, you were socializing too much and you was running your mouth, you need to shut up, my parents said, get your butt in class and shut up. End of story, end of discussion. Nowadays, we give kids way too much authority, way too much leeway, too many excuses. We are living in a time where our black men are prey, okay? Even our black women are prey. And police officers have taken their authority to the next level. I get that. I really do. And it's a thin line, because you want to listen to what your children are saying, especially when it comes to racism, bigotry, and all that. But on the other end of the spectrum, how do you decipher between when your child is blatantly being disrespectful and what the teacher is telling you versus trying to give your child that voice? that way to express themselves. And at this point in time, when I would look at the kids at the school that I was at, or I will go and I speak to various classrooms and stuff like that, I look at them and it's almost like I can't even really get mad at them. I'm angry at the parents. That's who I am, because it starts at home. It starts at home. If you are not laying out a foundation of respect, of discipline, of understanding your role as a child and going to school and getting the education that children all over the world beg to have, would give their left foot to have, if you're not laying that foundation and letting them know this is your job, your only job, and if you're not doing it correctly, then of course you're going to have piss poor performance. And if the child is not even respecting you as an adult, as a parent, what makes you think that they're going to go to school and treat a complete stranger with the utmost respect? Riddle me that. Do your job, parents. Simple, basic respect is what we are missing in our community. And when I say our community, I'm talking about African American communities, because it's very, very prevalent on the things that you see, not just on videos, not in society, not on social media. I'm talking about going to your average everyday school system, sitting down and seeing how our kids respond and act. So it starts at home. Now, yes, I'm pretty sure they're lashing out. I'm pretty sure they're trying to find their voice and they're trying to figure out, where is my place in the world? Because if society is not respecting me, why should I respect them? There is a way in which to do everything. A lot of people can empathize with Malcolm. A lot of people can empathize with Martin. I think there needs to be a combination of both. Having that voice and being respectful and being peaceful in an environment where you have to work 10 times harder. But you need to take your stand in the classroom and let them know, hey, this is what I desire. I am intelligent. But even if you come at me sideways as a teacher, as an administrator, I'm going to still be respectful. Now, if you are still being respectful and you are still following the rules and it still occurs to where you're not getting the respect you're owed, then stronger measures need to come into place as far as having that parent-teacher conference and sitting down and have that deconfliction of ideas, deconfliction of understanding. What happened to parent-teacher conferences? Okay, I know parents work. I get it that some of these households are single family households and the mothers are working 2 and 3 jobs just to support their families. I get it. There is the disconnect. And you can't always go and meet with the teacher, but you make time for what you want to make time for. There's a workaround. There just has to be a change. There has to be a difference in our school systems. If not, it's just going to continue to perpetuate in a cyclical type of situation to where students are continuing to being disrespectful to authority and teachers are going to be at their wits' end to where they just do not care anymore and they just continue to pass you on to the next grade knowing that you have the education of a second grader. Just brings me to perplexity because I don't know where our future generation is going. It's a day and age where you truly are able to do anything, exceed the possibilities, exceed your goals, go beyond the status quo. We are truly living in that time frame. But the problem is their intelligence, their intellect, their dreams, their desires, their goals is being hidden and submerged under ignorance and the lack of understanding that in order to get to the next level, in order to get to that next plateau, you have to go through some things. And you can't allow what's around you, the circumstances that you're living within, to stunt your growth and your ability. So this is my cry, this is my plea with parents, with students. Learn who you are. Tap into what you have to offer as a person and learn the basis of respect. You can't respect somebody else if you don't truly respect yourself. And let's get respect back in the classroom. Let's get respect across the board. And let's just learn how to transcend the stereotype that has been placed upon us and has been causing us to be stigmatized in the media and in our society. I am Jasmine Monet, and this is J Monet Speaks. Whatever you do, remember, dream so big that it scares you.